Good afternoon, everyone. This is Book 8 and the start of our lines on 407. In the preceding lines, Venus and Vulcan have just slept together, and Vulcan has agreed to help Venus to make weapons for her son, who has been attacked by the Latins. I'm going to try and get through all of this, but my gosh, it's going to be quite a long one if we do 50 lines. Let's see how it goes. I'll have to speak quickly. Inde. Then, when rest ubi quies, when rest had expulerat, had banished sleep, when rest had expulerat somnum, when rest had banished sleep from the, when rest had banished sleep in the middle span of the night that was waning, in the medio curriculo, in the middle span of the noctis abactae, of the night that was waning. At that time, when a woman, let's say a housewife, this is all, make sure I remember to talk to you about it, reference probably been made to an unawir, as in the Augustan virtues of a woman that only ever has one husband, as in even if she is widowed, she sort of stays loyal to him, divorced, doesn't marry. And that idea was of what Dido was sort of, I suppose Dido had a failed attempt, or in her own self-perception, a failed attempt at that. I'm getting distracted. I just want to talk to you about the translation. Stop it. So, next bit. When the femina, when the housewife, when first a housewife, whose task it is to tolerare, to carry out, tolerare, to tolerate a life, to, I've read before, eke out her existence, but to eke out a life, to go through a life, vitam, to go through a life with her loom, with her kolo, and with the humble toil, metonymy here, with the humble toil of Minerva. When she cinerem et sopitos suscitat, when she awakes the embers and stirs up, suscitat, and the or when she stirs up the embers and the slumbering sopitos ignis, and the slumbering fire, adding night to her work, as in adding night work to her day work, I suppose is the idea. Addens, present participle. She is keeping her handmaids toiling, so she keeps her she exercises her handmaids in their long work, longo penso, at the long task, at the lamp, at lamplight. Castum, ut, in order that she may be able, so that she is able to keep the bed of her husband, the cubile conjugis, to keep the bed of her cubile conjugis, of her husband, conjugis, chaste, and to educere, and to bring up her little boys, her parvos natos, and to bring up, note this, all the jobs of a good Roman woman, her parvos natos, to bring up her good boys, no more slowly. In this same way, no sekos, no more slowly, litotes there, haud, not at all segnior, more slowly, at illo tempore, at that time, no more slowly, so, and no more slowly, and at that time, so, no more slowly, at that time, the Lord of Fire, ignipotens, the Lord of Fire, arises from his soft bed, from his molibus stratis, and goes to the work. So he gets up from his stratis, molibus, from the soft bed to the work at his foundry. Insula. next to the Sicanian coast and the Aeolian Lipare insula, juxta insula, next to the Sicanian coast and the Aeolian Lipare, an island insula. An island rises up steep, ardua, steep with its fumantibus, steep with its smoking rocks. This is Hiera, which is now called Volcano. Beneath this, a cave thunders along with the vaults of Etna. Beneath this, subterquam, beneath which, connecting relative alley, beneath this, a cave thunders, specus tonant, a cave thunders along with the vaults of Etna, along with the Antra Aetnaia, along with the vaults of Etna. Scooped out excessa, scooped out by the forges of the Cyclopes, and the validi ictus, and the strong strokes were heard. Referent, they echo groans and strong strokes, validi ictus, were heard. They echo groans from, they are echoing groans from the incudibus, from the anvils. They are echoing, so strong strokes, auditi, are heard. They bring back echoes from the anvils. And striduntque, masses of, I don't know how to pronounce this, calib steel hisses in the caverns, and masses of calib steel anhelant hisses in the caverns, and the fire, the ignis, anhelat, pants, the structurae calibum, and we've got that there, the masses of calib steel hiss strident in the cavernis, in the caverns, and the fire pants in the anhelat, pants in the furnaces. It is the home of Vulcan and the land of Vulcania. So it is the home of Vulcan and the land, nomine Tellus, and the land, nomine, called Vulcania. To this, the Lord of Fire, hoc to this, the Lord of Fire, ignipotens again, to this place, then the Lord of Fire comes down from the Caelo Alto, from the high heavens. Ferrum exercebant. I think I'm going to divide this into two and just do it by 25 lines instead, which might make a little bit more sense, mightn't it? I hope so. Ferrum exercebant, in the vast cave in vasto antro. In the vasto antro, in the vast cave, sorry, you can just hear people just doing some vacuuming in the background. In the vast cave, should have asked them to join in the vast cave, nice enclosed word order there. The Cyclopes, look at that, contained within the cave. Stop getting distracted. In the vast cave, the Cyclopes were exercebant, were forging iron. Note that there's lots of stuff you can even say. I was just doing some scansion in my head. The elision of the with the XZK band. Lots of beating spondies. Brontes, the Steropes, and the bare-limbed Nudus membra, and the bare-limbed Pyrachmon. There was for them, literally there was for these men a thunderbolt. So they had a thunderbolt, fulmen, informatum, shaped by their hands. They had a thunderbolt shaped by their hands. And then you've got part already, jam parte polita, part of it already polished. So there was, for these men had a thunderbolt shaped by their hands, part already polished. Toto, in the same way, or in the same fashion as those that the Father hurls down from all over heaven upon earth. In the same fashion, quae which the genitor, which the Father hurls down from all over heaven, from toto kailo, from all over heaven onto the earth, while the other part was remaining unfinished. Nearly there. Tris imbris. They had added tris radios, 3 shafts of twisted hail of imbris torti. They had added 3 shafts of twisted hail. They have added 3 shafts of twisted hail, tris radios of twisted hail, 3 of watery cloud, nubis aquos, and 3 of ruddy flame. So 3 of twisted hail, 3 of watery cloud, 3 of ruddy flame, tris of rutuli ignis, of ruddy flame, and of the alitis astri, and of the winged south wind. Fulgores nunc. Now they were blending, nunc miscebat, now they were mixing into their work. Terrifying, fulgores terrificos, terrifying flashes, noise and fear, and wrath with pursuing flames. I love this description of them building the thunderbolts and the shafts. Now they were blending into the work. The frightening flashes, noise and fear. Now they were miscebat, mixing into the work. Nunc now. Terrifying flashes of sound and of fear, of noise and fear. And iras. And wrath with flammis sequacibus, with pursuing flames. Parte, in another part, elsewhere, they were hurrying. Parte alia, Marti, another part in Starband, they were hurrying on for Mars. Curum, his chariot, and his rotas volucris, and his flying wheels, with which quibus ille, with which he stirs up men, with which he stirs up cities. With which he stirs up men, he stirs up cities. Aegido horiphiream. Elsewhere they were hurrying on from Mars, then we've got that bit done. And certatim eagerly. They were polishing, polybant, and certatim polybant, and eagerly they were polishing the aegida horifam, the armour of wrathful Pallas, the awful Aegis, the breastplate, with I've completely forgotten her name. Turns everyone to stone. Medusa. So they were polishing, polybant. They were certatim. They were polishing the awful Aegis, the arms of the weapons, the armour of awful Aegis, the armour of angry Pallas, the interwoven connexos snakes, and on the breast of the goddess, in pectore divi, the Gorgon herself with her desecto collo, with her neck severed, and her lumina and her eyes revolving. Oh, I think that is enough for all of us. Very well done and well listened if you've got this far. I think we'll do the next one another time. All the best then. Otherwise it's going to be like 40 minutes or something like that. Okay, all the best then. Bye-bye.